The Windscale fire was a nuclear accident that occurred on October 10, 1957, at the Windscale nuclear facility in Cumbria, England. It was one of the worst nuclear accidents in British history and one of the first major nuclear accidents to occur in the world. The fire broke out in one of the two Windscale reactors, which were used to produce plutonium for Britain's nuclear weapons program. The fire released large amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere, including iodine-131, which can cause cancer and other health problems. The fire burned for 3 days and had significant environmental and health impacts. In response to the disaster, the British government launched a major cleanup operation, and the Windscale facility was later renamed as Sellafield. The accident also led to changes in the way that nuclear facilities were regulated and operated, and increased awareness of the dangers associated with nuclear energy. The cause of the Windscale fire was traced to a failure in the cooling system of one of the reactors. The reactor's graphite moderator, which slows down neutrons to sustain the nuclear chain reaction, became overheated due to a buildup of waste material in the cooling channels. The overheating caused the graphite to catch fire, and the fire spread to the surrounding areas, releasing radioactive material into the atmosphere. At the time, there were limited safety measures in place at the Windscale facility, and the fire was able to spread rapidly. The incident was initially treated as a minor fire, but as the scale of the disaster became clear, a major emergency response was launched, including the evacuation of nearby residents and a cleanup operation that took many years to complete. The Windscale fire was a significant event in the history of nuclear energy, and it served as a wake-up call to the world about the dangers associated with nuclear power. The accident led to changes in the way that nuclear facilities were operated and regulated, and it helped to increase awareness of the importance of safety and security in the nuclear industry. The Windscale fire had widespread public and political reactions, both in the UK and internationally. At the time, information about the disaster was limited, and many people were unaware of the full extent of the health and environmental impacts. In Britain, the disaster was initially downplayed by the government, which was concerned about the impact that the accident could have on the country's nuclear weapons program. However, as more information about the scale of the disaster became available, the public and political reaction became more critical. The Windscale fire was the subject of several inquiries, and the government was criticized for its handling of the crisis, including the lack of information provided to the public and the slow response to the disaster. Internationally, the Windscale fire was one of the first major nuclear accidents to occur, and it had a significant impact on public opinion about nuclear energy. The disaster helped to raise awareness of the dangers associated with nuclear power and led to increased concerns about the safety and security of nuclear facilities. In the years following the disaster, the British government implemented a number of reforms and improvements to the regulation and operation of nuclear facilities, and the Windscale site was eventually renamed Sellafield. The disaster had a lasting impact on the UK's nuclear industry, and it remains a significant event in the history of nuclear energy. The Windscale fire had a lasting impact on public opinion about nuclear energy, and it remains a significant event in the history of nuclear power. The disaster helped to raise awareness of the dangers associated with nuclear energy and led to increased concerns about the safety and security of nuclear facilities. Thanks for watching our channel. Do like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon for more interesting upcoming videos.